32. Is there still quite a few in the lobby, Chris, or anything?
No, in fact, they're all in.
Right.
That's recording as well.
Okay. Right. Hello, everyone. For those that don't know me, I'm Susan. I'm the club president and stroke mini league convener for 2023. This is the first year I've ever done mini league. Obviously, I've been on the committee for a long, long time, but this is a new job, so it's exciting for me. So this is just a quick run through of what the mini league is. I mean, a lot of you and your swimmers will have taken part last year. It was off for a couple of years due to COVID. So last year was the first year it was back, and it was all a bit last minute. So we're trying to be really organised this year and be a bit more on it for 2023. So I'm just going to talk you through some slides. Sorry, somebody talking? Nope. I'm just going to talk you through some slides with just some kind of bullet points as to what the mini league is, what the aims and stuff are. I will just say before I start that we've got Heather and Declan on for the coaching side, because they can talk about picking teams or whatever they want to talk about. And I've got Chris Boyle, who's the vice president, on, the newly appointed vice president, who's the technical person, because if you joined earlier you will know I am not a technical person. I've just learned how to share a screen. I'm very happy. Anyway, so mini league is all about getting our young swimmers, some of them just in the door of the club, to take part in a competition which is all about team building. It's all about bringing the team together at West Dunbartonshire from the ages of 9 until 12. I will say it's 12 until up until the 30th of June 2023. So if your kid's 12 in March, then I'm afraid they're not eligible for the mini league for this year or any other year, and they're just going to the big boys competitions. So it's all about positivity, as you can see from the slide, inclusivity, as I've said, team building, and giving them their first experiences of competition. But it's all about fun. It's all about coming together, as I've said, as a team, and it's about a team effort rather than an individual effort. As much as swimming is very much an individual sport, so mini league is really good in the fact that we get to work together as a team for the greater good of West Dunbartonshire. So how it works is, if you can see from the slide, it's very, very small. In 2022, there was 18 teams from the rest of Scotland, and each team has 3 fixtures. And usually in each fixture, you have two opponents, so yourself and 2 other opponents. I think in one fixture this year, we only have 1 opponent. You can see from the slide that the ages that I was talking about, so you've got 9 years and under who swim 25 metres in the pool in any events that they have as individuals, and 10 to 12 do 50 metres in the pool. And for each race, this is probably where I'll need Declan and Heather's help, but for each race you get appointed points for each position that you come in. So if wee Jimmy comes first in the 50 fly for the 10-year-olds, he will get 5 points for that. Is that right, Declan?
I'm not too clued up on how many points you win per race, but yes, that's...
Yes, so that's the principle of the thing.
Yeah. 2 for second,
that's it. Yeah. So so every position you get 5, 3 or 2 points if you're first, second or third. And after each event, after the competition, all the fixture points are totaled up. And the same kind of principle applies. Each fixture you will get, if your team comes first, you'll get 5 points, second 3 points, and third 2 points per position. After 3 rounds, the league table is produced for all the clubs that have taken part. The top 6 are invited to the A final, and the next 6, so 7 till 12, are invited to the B final. The B final's in June. Can't remember the exact date, but it's in the Citadel in Ayrshire. But we need to get there first, so let's talk about the fixtures. So this is really small, so I'm sorry if you can't see it very well, but I need to take my glasses off because I can't see. So you'll see all the groups that we've got here and all the rounds. Now, if you look at round 1, if you go along, you'll see that we're in group 6, West Dunbartonshire, and we've only got 1 other competitor at that fixture, and that's Kilmarnock. That fixture, as you'll see from the next slide, is we're hosting it, so that will be in the Vale pool. The next round, round 2, you will see we're right in group 1, and that is Wren 96A team that are hosting it, and we're competing against Helensburgh and West Dunbartonshire. I will say that Rain 96 have asked us to host that round. So again, that'll be in the Vale pool. So happy days as far as travelling is concerned. Round 3, you will see we're right along here at Group 4, and we are competing against Renfrew Baths and Cumbernauld. And Renfrew Baths are hosting that fixture. There you go. The A and B finals will take place on Saturday the 10th of June at the Citadel. So that one tends to be in the morning and the other one tends to be in the afternoon. But these are all the events that all your kids will be taking part, well, all the kids will be taking part in. And you will see, it's not very clear probably, but you'll see that there is 40 odd swims, individual swims. There's also relays, and then there's a squadron relay right at the end. So the idea is that for each fixture, all our swimmers will get a swim, and some will be selected for the relay team as well. It's the coaches that pick the teams. It's got nothing to do with me or the committee. It's the coaches that pick the teams. And what I will say is, and maybe the coaches can pipe up if they've got anything to say about this, is that your swimmer might not get their favourite swim, but I suspect that the coaches pick your swimmer for, say your swimmer doesn't like 50, it's a 10-year-old that doesn't like 50 fly, but if on the day they're picked for that fixture and they're picked to do 50 fly, it's probably because they're the fastest on the day in that age group. So they might not get the swim that they want to swim, but as we've said, it's a kind of team event, so they kind of need to hopefully want to step up for the team and get as many points as they can for that event. I hope that makes sense. I've explained that well enough. You'll see here the fixtures I was talking about. So the first round is the 5th of March, and that's in the Vale pool. So we've booked the pool from 12:30, but we're hoping to get in, organised, and the warm-up to start at 1, and hopefully roll it out by about 4, but that's a rough estimate at this point. The second round is in the 7th of May, which again is the Ren 96 fixture that I was talking about, which will be in the Vale leading pool again. So the same arrangements as the first round. And the third round is in the 1st of April. You will notice that the third round is being swam before the second round, which doesn't really matter as long as all the swims are swam by the end of May, then it doesn't really matter what round. The reason that the third round is the 1st of April is due to the hosts need it on that date. There's no kind of flexibility with that. So I would say take a note of these dates if your swimmer is between 9 and 12. I'm not saying that your swimmer will be picked for every fixture, but if you've got these dates penciled in your diary, you'll know when these events are. It's on the events calendar on deck as well. And just kind of pencil it in your calendar, and please try and make your swimmer available if you can. I think it's really quite hard for the coaches to get a team together for each fixture, and if there's lots of dropouts, it just reduces the club's chances of doing as well as they could. That's a diplomatic way of saying it, isn't it? So this is just a wee slide I put in to see what parents can do to help. And as I've said in the first point there, so if you're notified of your swimmer selection for a mini league fixture, we need you to confirm as soon as possible if your swimmer can swim, because if they can't, then we can quickly allocate that event to another swimmer and prepare that swimmer for the event on the day. And I've said try not to withdraw your swimmer on the day. Obviously, if broken legs and all that, they'll accept and stuff, but if you withdraw your swimmer on the day, it's really hard for the coaches to then find another swimmer to swim that swim. So if you can at all avoid it, please try not to withdraw your swimmer on the day, and let us know as soon as possible if they can turn up for that fixture on that day. We do plan to run some preparation sessions, so a lot of the swimmers, especially the ones that haven't competed before, need some preparation sessions to maybe practice dives, turns, whatever the coaches think that they need to work on. And it's good to bring the team together, the whole mini league team together, to try and bond a bit, get a bit of team building before the actual events. And it's always good for the swimmers to have an idea in their head what's going to be expected of them on the day, so that they'll, to reduce the nerves or the anxiety about any events that are going to take part on that day. We at WDASC have a reputation of being loud and proud on poolside. So we need all the cheers for every swimmer that goes in to swim for Western Berkshire on poolside. We need you to participate in a bit of shouting, a bit of clapping, a bit of cheering, because the swimmers absolutely love that. We also need volunteers to help timekeep, especially at the 2 Vale legs. The other clubs will provide some timekeepers, but the fixture, especially when it's only Kilmarnock, then obviously the numbers will be low. So if you have an interest to timekeep, if you only want to timekeep for mini league, or if you really want to sign up to become a timekeeper, then please email our STO coordinator. I realise that's a really bad font there, so I apologise for that. I'll put it in the chat what the email address is. And if you've never tried timekeeping before, it's a good opportunity to do it in a really kind of relaxed environment. You don't need to do any training before the day, but if you like it on the day and you do want to train up to be a timekeeper, then brilliant. There will also be fundraising opportunities on before and on the day of each fixture. We are going to give out football cards for every mini leaguer, so you'll probably get that in the next week or so to help raise funds for things like t-shirts or things like providing wee goodie bags for the swimmers when it's our fixtures, things like that. We're hoping to also organise a raffle and tombola stalls on the day. I'm also thinking that we should have a baking stall, but I don't know if there's any bakers out there or enough bakers out there that could provide that. Yeah. And that's it. Nobody emailed in any questions. And somebody's already put in the chat that we need to teach the kids the song. Absolutely, 100%. So at these wee sessions before the first round, I think we need to have a wee session where we learn the club chant so that the swimmers all know what they're singing. Because yeah, that's really good. It's because all the clubs do a wee chant at the end of each fixture, and it's always good to be the loudest in the room. So I'm just going to go through some of these wee questions that are coming up here on the chat box. So you can either put your hand up and say it in person, or you can just put it in the chat box if you get any questions. Nicola has said, can you confirm again about the age 12? Where is the cut-off? So it's the 30th of June 2023. If your swimmer is 12 before the 30th of June 2023, then I'm afraid they can't take part. Let's see the next one.
Oh, that's Finley's out then, sorry.
Oh, that's a shame.
He was 12 in January.
Oh, that's a shame. I know. It's a shame that the mini league was off for a couple of years as well. It's just, that's a shame.
Okay, thanks for confirming.
Thanks, Nicola. Cheers. My son, Nicole is saying my son is 9, 10 in November, so he would swim in the 9-year-old age group. Antonia Boyle.
She's pretending to be me there as well. She must be a timekeeper.
So Chris, speak to your husband, Antonia. He knows all the email addresses. I will put it in the chat, or Chris, can you do it? Because I can't talk and type.
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay. So yes, thank you for volunteering, Antonia. And that's all we've got in the chat. I don't know if Heather or Declan want to add anything in. That was a very quick whistle stop. I talked very fast. I'm really sorry. But if you guys want to say anything, then pipe up if I've missed anything. Or I'm happy to take any more questions.
There's just the one when you said, Susan, about coaches needing people to sign up and give us as much notice as possible. The 10-year-old boys age group, off the top of my head, I think we only have 4, which is exactly the amount of people you need. So if your swimmer is a 10-year-old boy, then we kind of need you every single day, and if possible, not to drop out. And then the second thing, Chris has spoken to me last week. One of the new foundation starts, Cian. He will be 13 later in the year, but to give him experience in the competition, he's going to swim but in an exhibition lane, so it doesn't count for any points.
Yeah, do you want to kind of talk a wee bit about that exhibition lane, Declan, if you don't mind, or Heather, just so that people, because I know that we're hoping to bring in some of the newer swimmers that have just joined a chance to swim at that exhibition lane. So if you could just kind of explain that a wee bit, if you don't mind.
So within the mini league, you usually get 2 lanes, typically 3 teams, 6 lanes in a pool. So you have your points lane and then you have your exhibition lane. Obviously, it all depends on sign-ups and numbers. But you'll have the points lane, which typically would be the fastest swimmer, and then your exhibition lane would be the person who might not have any competition experience. So they'll go in, swim against all the faster people in the points lanes, and then just to get that vital experience for when they go to different competitions.
Okay, Question from Claire here. How much notice do we get of team selection? I'll jump in there quickly. That's kind of why I said pencil in these dates, because there might be dropouts as well. So although your swimmer might not be selected for round one, if there's dropouts from round one, we might have to reselect them for round one. But I'll let the coaches as to how much notice, but I would imagine. Anyway, shut up, Susan. On you go.
Well, we made the slide for the file, sorry, with all the names for each round as at the moment. Send them to you and release them tonight if possible.
Yep. So yeah, we could do that. We could release them all tonight. And if your kids is selected for a date that you can't meet, if you could all just make sure that you have a wee look out for that and just confirm as soon as possible if they can go, or more importantly, if they can't go. But it's good to know if we can, if we can just tick all those boxes to make sure everybody can come. If you email me, I can forward it on to the coaches with the confirmation. Is that okay with you, Heather and Declan, if we just do it that way? I'll just keep checking my inbox every day for any responses, and I can just let the coaches know.
I can do it on TU so that I can send a file, so they'll get an email via TU, then they just accept it through TU.
Great, that's fine. Yep, that would save me checking my inbox. Yep, that'd be great, Kirsty, if you can do that. I didn't realise you were on here, Kirsty. Brilliant.
It might be worthwhile,
question.
just Kirsty, if you could, just because there's a lot of new swimmers in foundation that might not have ever used TU to accept before. Is it worthwhile just kind of quickly explaining what will happen on the app there? If that's all right.
Yeah, what I can do is when I send out the email, put a how-to guide as well.
Better. Cool.
Next question is from Tracy. When will the kids know what swims they are expected to do? Declan?
So you'll be invited along to the practice session, and then at that practice session you'll then be told what swim you're going to do, because then you'll practice it on that day. If you're not able to attend the practice round, then we'll try and send an email out to give people as much notice as possible.
That's good, because then we can prepare them. If it is one of the swims, they don't protect it all right. So make sure we've got them on board. Excellent.
Yeah.
Question from Anna, how much notice do kids get they are swimming? I think that's the same question that Tracy's asking. Tracy, do we have a team mascot? Are you volunteering, Tracy?
No, but do you know what I noticed when we're at different, it's probably more the mini league, some of the clubs take along like a lion or whatever, like a big teddy bear. What is it, a dolphin? What is our?
Well, we used to be a dolphin. It used to be a dolphin. We don't really have an animal as such now, but I know that some of the swimmers in distance A, I think Sophie's got a bear. But maybe we could have a wee, I don't know, a wee donation of somebody with a big teddy bear that wants to donate it to be club mascot, and we can get a wee t-shirt on it.
Well, do you know, it's always got a big dolphin. That's what the reason I'm asking it, because it maybe just gives them that thing to shout about and throw about there and get them excited. So it's just a suggestion.
Yeah, that's a good suggestion. That's really, can you get a Westies t-shirt on that dolphin?
Most probably. Zoe's getting to do it, she probably will, yeah.
Absolutely. No, that's a good idea. That is a good idea, and it helps to get the swimmers in the mood. Yeah, perfect. If you can do that, that'd be fab. Thanks, Steve.
Okay.
Another one from Carol. So my daughter is 10 this month. Would she be in the age 10s? Yep. Yeah. Also, she has just started, so would she be included? So I think, yeah, she will be included, as Declan said. I'm not sure when your daughter started, but if she has just literally started, then she will just be in that wee exhibition lane, just to give her that bit of experience. Declan's nodding. So that's good, I'm saying the right thing. Okay. And Nicole, when should we get the emails to find out? So obviously Kirsty's covered that. Chris has put in the STO coordinator Gmail account, which is a very long address. But yep, if you want to timekeep, if you want to try it out on the days, especially at the Vale, then yeah, if you can email that email address, that would be great. How many swims do the kids do in each round? Is what Anna's asking.
So the rules are you're allowed 2 individual swims, and then you can do as many relays as possible. So for all rounds, I think we've got 4 swimmers in each age group. So unless there's any dropouts, you'll have 1 individual swim, and then there's also a front crawl relay and a medley relay. You'll have 1 individual and then 2 relays. There's then a squadron at the end, which includes 2 swimmers from each age group. So you could potentially have 3 or 4 swims on the day.
Thumbs up there, good stuff. Okay. I think that's pretty much us. So we're getting just on to about 5 to 8 now. So I'm hoping to sign off here by 8 o'clock. So if anyone has any other questions, or if they think of any other questions after this, then you can just email me at WDASC, I'll put it in the chat, president@gmail.com. What I will ask is, see, I can't type and talk, is t-shirts. So a lot of the swimmers that swam last year have were given mini league t-shirts. So if you have still got a t-shirt, that's fab. But what I need you to do if you don't have a t-shirt is let me know. And if you can put it in the chat, or if you prefer email me, then put in what size t-shirt you will need. There's a wee thing in the chat here saying, is there any swim caps to buy from the club? We've just ordered some today, so hopefully they'll be in the next couple of weeks. And if the worst comes to the worst, we'll take a supply to the first mini league round, but I would imagine they'll come before that. Okay, back to the t-shirt. So if your swimmer needs a t-shirt, if they're a new swimmer or they weren't at mini league last year, then just pop your name in the chat and what size. If you can put first and second names, if you don't mind, Claire, sorry. Okay, that's fine. Because we're recording this, we'll have a note of all the names and the sizes that are needed. Oh, brilliant, Claire, that's you. Sorry, Claire Fitzpatrick, I apologise. Okie doke. So that's pretty much us. If you've got a t-shirt from last year and we've got nothing else to say, or if you've not got any other questions, you can just say goodbye, and then anyone else that needs a t-shirt, if you just add it to the chat. Thanks very much for popping along. As we've said, this is recorded, so if anyone's missed it, then they can watch it. It'll be a link will be sent out to watch it afterwards. Okay, dokie. And as I've said, any other questions, just email me. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Okay. Thanks very much, everyone.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Oh, shit. Stop.